Okay, great. It looks like I'm live right now. So I have a few minutes. It's Monday, President's Day, and a bunch of my work colleagues are on other calls right now. But I just got off a call and I was talking to a colleague about different types of microphones that they could use, whether they're live streaming on conference calls, or heaven forbid, if you decide that you'd like to do a podcast. And funny enough, over the weekend, I wrote 2 scripts for podcast episodes. I want to get at least 3 podcast episodes ready to go. As I was experimenting over the weekend, I was doing artwork for a podcast. I was like, wow, if we go through and we edit a podcast, what do we do? Or if we have artwork or we want to create a podcast, how do you do that? And I went on to Spotify's area for podcasting over the weekend, and honestly, the thing is like, I did the cover work, I created a name, but I'm like, you know what? I actually have to have an episode in order to upload it. So as I wrote the script, I'm like, where do I do it? Do I just go through if I'm riffing, or if I'm, trying to have a conversation on a podcast episode? Is it something that I do at a desk? Is it something I do on the couch or somewhere else comfortable, just reading out or doing my podcast? So right now, anyways, and I'm like, well, what microphone do you wind up using? And I guess it really just depends on where you're going to wind up doing it. I've watched all kinds of people podcasts. I mean, the traditional ones where, you have some type of microphone in front of you in a stand. And this literally, if anybody's seen something like this is like my beginning stages. This is a USB microphone. It's a condenser microphone, has a little cardioid in there. And this Blue Yeti USB microphone, I will tell you, it is the bomb. It's real basic. It's USB, and like old school USB. and Blue Yeti, they make other ones. They're fairly affordable, but these are some pretty tried and true microphones. You plug it in and you have different settings on there. Like you could speak this way, or you could speak to the back. You could actually interview somebody and set it up so it would pick up. It would pick up in the front and it would pick up in the back, and I could talk and somebody could be in front of me having a conversation. It would pick us both up. Some things, it's really funny when others use this microphone. I've seen others think for whatever reason that you could talk like this. Yeah, hey, how's it going there? Here's my radio voice. I'm going to go ahead and blah, 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 blah. It's Matt Berry for WPHX. But the thing is there's actually no speaker, or there's no pickup element up at the top. You really you set it so you could speak in the front or speak in the back. And it can be confusing with others. I really get it. You buy a microphone, though, you want to figure out where you want to speak to. Like right now, what I'm speaking on is a wireless microphone. I've got a lapel mic clipped into it. It's pretty comfortable. So I just plug it in right here. I've got a lapel mic and it's connected to my audio system. So this way I can at least walk around, and I want to test it out. I don't use it that much, honestly. But this is definitely one of those where I could take this, I could clip it on a belt loop, pop it in my pocket, and then come over here, sit, chat. Hey, Astor, do you want to come up here as well? Maybe not. But I could have a conversation back on my couch or move around the house while I'm doing a live stream, and you would hear it. You'd pick up the sound just as easily if I were standing in front of the camera. Hi, Astra, how you doing? So this is really nice. And this would be the one, like if I had a camera that was somewhat a little closer, I could hang back here. I could have a conversation. I could do a podcast over here, whatever. So those are all possible. If you put a dog in front of you, you might hear a little bit of ruffling and stuff like that. But, that's what happens. So, and that's the thing too. When you have a lapel mic, it will typically pick up a lot of those. So depending on where the placement is, it works out. So if you didn't want to use this, what some will do, and this is so funny, I've watched a whole bunch of podcasters over the weekend. Like, what does everybody do? if they're not having a stand in front of them and, talking, I've seen some actually pick up the microphone, and that would bug me, I would think, because I would think it would pick up a lot of those sounds. So let's go ahead and try that. Boom. And then now we should be talking directly in here, right? Yeah, I see sound coming out of it. But if I were to hold it, others do this, like, hey, here we go. I could move around, I could talk if it wasn't on a stand. But I've seen others do that, like for podcasts. They'll, just kind of hang tight or talking, or they get in a moment. They're intense and they're talking about whatever it is they're talking about. And they could do that right over there. They're not encumbered by a desk or anything else. I don't know. So that's a way of doing it, right? Of having a microphone in your hand, walking around, walking, talking, doing all that stuff. I'm sure it picks up a whole bunch of other things. And then other things that I will do, I have a boom mic right up here. It's a shotgun mic, which basically it's pointing in my direction to pick up any patterns. So if I didn't want to talk like this or use this wireless mic, I could simply talk into this boom mic. Yep, I've got sound, so it picks me up, and also it will minimize a lot of the sounds, the background noises that come out. So if I'm on a call and it's Tuesday and the landscapers are out in the neighborhood, lawnmowers going, weed whackers, all of that stuff is happening, most guests that are on my conference calls won't hear that. So audio is super important. Whether you're doing just a basic USB setup, it's just something better than the default microphone, maybe that's on a laptop. The default microphone, sometimes that's on a phone, can be awful. Or if you're out and about, having good audio, or maybe audio that you're comfortable with. A microphone you could pick up and go and talk and be comfortable if you're doing a podcast. So anyways, this is a little rare experiment. It's a Monday, President's Day, by the way, and just had a little free time and something on my mind, talking about audio. I think I could talk about audio forever. So that's it. Everybody have an awesome Monday. If you're off for President's Day or celebrating or whatever, enjoy your Monday. So later. Bye.